so high.
This is Colourful Radio.
Our music, our news, our
views.
So that was So High by John Legend. You heard the amazing Lawrence Tajani, the co-founder of Happy to Host. And if you did miss some of the conversations, you can go back onto the Colourful Radio podcast and hear it from the beginning. Really, really amazing guy, very passionate. And I'm about to speak to another passionate person, and that is Leon Mayne, who is the co-creator of Brothers with No Game and the writer. Hello, Leon.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Very good.
Good. Now, I ask all my guests when they come on, what or who do they appreciate? So let's start with that. I'm going to ask you that question. What or who do you appreciate?
Well, I always, every day I wake up saying I appreciate that I'm able to live to see another day. I appreciate my health. I appreciate my family, friends, my wonderful girlfriend. So,
do you know what? Lawrence, my guest before me, he actually said a similar thing as well. So you guys are really...
Oh, wow,
yeah. Literally near enough the same thing. So yeah, you guys are very appreciative of the simple things in life, but those simple things are also really, really big. So thank you for sharing. Now,
no problem.
As one of the creators and writers for award-winning web series Brothers with No Game, your whole world is about creating and writing into existence. Now, you too spotted a gap in the market and went with it. If you think back, what was the little voice driving you forward?
Wow. I would say just basically told me to seize the opportunity. I've been doing creative writing, for quite a few years, and I used to write blogs, articles, poetry, and script. But the former three they'd already been published in some respect, either in a magazine or online. But with my scripts, they were never really seen by anybody. So when the opportunity came to actually make a web series, I had to seize it. I had to make sure that people were able to see my writing in a visual aspect, and I was able to get feedback and kind of kickstart my career in writing. So basically, the voice told me to make sure I seize the opportunity.
Brilliant. And did you have any doubts on the way or not really, because you've been sort of working hard and doing it for so long?
I think your doubts always come from not knowing what the response is going to be. So obviously I was aware that I was pretty decent at creative writing, but this would be the first time that something I was truly passionate about was going to come into the mainstream, so to speak, and have people look and judge, so to speak. So I had doubts in that respect, but it didn't stop me from doing it.
Brilliant. Now, this week I heard this saying from a personal development coach: writer's block doesn't exist, procrastination does. Would you agree with this statement?
I get where he's coming from. I think that when you're writing, especially when you're writing a script and you come to a certain halt, you'll use writer's block as a way not to continue writing, because you can continue writing if you want. But I disagree in the respect that I know what I like in terms of what I write. So I could write a script or a scene or anything like that, but I would know if it's of quality or not. And I find it very difficult just to write for the sake of writing. It has to be of quality. So it's a writer's block in a quality sense, not necessarily that I can't write. So I have to disagree in that respect. I don't procrastinate. It's just a case of I know what I like. And I have to please myself before I please my audience.
Would you say you are your own toughest self-critique?
1,000%. 1,000%. Everything I write, I want to like. I don't want to write just because an audience will like this particular thing. I need to make sure that I like it first, or it doesn't feel authentic to me.
And that seems to be working for you, because you guys have won so many awards so far. So many awards. So I think your self-awareness and your ability to tap into what an audience wants to see is really, really there. So, how important would you say your self-awareness is in regards to being a writer?
I'm very important to say. I think that regardless of how many awards I've won, like I said, I'm my toughest critic, and I need to know what my strengths and weaknesses are. So when I go into writing, I think about what I'm great at, what I need to improve on, and I kind of just base my work around that. And also, I think I have to have a self-awareness in respect of when you write a script again and you're writing characters, you always have this thing where you write, sometimes you might think from a perspective of you as the writer, you as the character, but when you're creating a character, you have to think about how they think. So be aware of how you write and what you like, but be very aware of what the character would do.
Now, obviously, because you are a writer of Brothers with No Game, would you say, can you see any similarities in any of the characters with yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, very funny. Obviously, the characters were exaggerated developments of myself and my three friends who started Brothers with No Game as a blog. So we wrote about different things from relationships to dating to current affairs. So we based the four main characters around those bloggers. So in Brothers with No Game, there's a character called Junior, who he's quite indecisive. And that used to be me. I was quite indecisive. And I used to go through quite a bit of financial difficulties. And you'll see in season 1 that he's having a very hard time finding a role that can sustain him. And if he can't sustain himself, he can't sustain those around him in terms of a girlfriend or family. So I definitely went through those trials and tribulations.
What advice would you give to people who are thinking about being the CEO of their life? So thinking about, turning their passion into their business. What advice could you give?
I would say go for it. I mean, it depends on your circumstances, but I think the best time I've had as a writer was when I wasn't working, because you have your whole time to yourself to hone in on your skills, hone in on your craft, and you just never know when you're going to have those ideas in your head that you can put to paper or you can put to anything you want to do. So I would definitely say take the opportunity to maybe have 6 months to a year out, maybe. I know it's a long time, but if you want to go for something in life, you've got to make certain sacrifices.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's had an easy way to the top, so to speak. So I would say go for it. Don't be afraid. Maybe plan, save up if you want, but make sure that anything that you have a passion for, try it first. You don't want to live a life of regrets.
Exactly. And so for you and Brothers with No Game, what is next? What can we look forward to?
Right. So we are expanding our YouTube channel. At the moment, it's called Brothers with No Game. It's home to the web series. But we are turning it into BWNG TV, which basically will be home to some new content from ourselves and content from other creators. So at the moment, we've got a web series coming up called A Day in the Life of Daddy. We've also got a comedy series called The Agency. And we've also got a couple of sketches.
Wow, so you're busy.
You have to keep busy.
So is that another tip as well, to always keep moving?
Always keep moving, always try and improve yourself. I think as a writer, you have to keep writing every single day to get better and better. Because regardless of how many awards we've won or I've won or whatever, I still see myself as learning or at the bottom, so to speak, and I need to get myself to the top. And the only way you can do that is to keep persevering and be consistent.
Wow, that is really good advice, actually. Really good advice. So for everyone at home, I hope that has helped. Leon, it's fabulous speaking to you. Thank you so much. And good luck with all your projects. I love Brothers with No Game. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
So yeah, good luck. Good luck with everything. And I'm sure I'll be speaking to you soon.
Thanks, Lisa.
Guys at home, I'm going to play Ledisi.
It's gonna be alright.